Welcome along to the Commentary Hub's coverage of Preston North End against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. I'm your host, Russ Vernon, and alongside me doing the commentary this evening is Mike Arneman, and we'll fetch him in just a second as the teams are just about to emerge from the tunnel. Just before we get to Mike for the coverage of the match, some news from Ipswich Town earlier today said their manager, the 23 boss, Kieran Dyer, is undertaking tests in hospital. Dyer suffered a collapsed lung last month while appearing on a reality show celebrity SAS Who Dares Wins. A statement from the club says everyone at Ipswich Town Football Club sends their best wishes to Kieran at this time, and they ask everyone to respect Kieran's privacy, and they'll be making no further comment on this match, and we like to pass our well wishes on to Kieran Dyer. Also, yesterday we received the sad news that Walter Smith, OBE, sadly died. Rest in peace from everyone at the Commentary Hub. Also, some positive news on the fan that got taken ill in Newcastle against Tottenham earlier this month. The fan, Alan Smith, has been discharged from Newcastle City's Freeman Hospital yesterday, Tuesday the 26th of October. He'll spend the next 2 to 4 weeks building up his strength at home and back St James Park at the end of November, beginning of December. His son, Paul, said the medical staff have been amazing, and Alan required 4 stents inserted to aid his recovery. With the teams about to emerge from the tunnel in the man behind right now, it's time for me to hand over to your match commentator. It's over to Mike Arneman. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, Russ. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for that introduction as well. And of course, I do want to carry on what Russ has just said there in regards to Kieran Dyer. Hopefully everything goes well there with him. And of course, it's great news, obviously, in regards to the Newcastle fan. And of course, when you look back on Walter Smith as well, another fantastic manager, had a really good career in the game, especially in Scotland with Rangers. So into tonight's action, though, we've got a great cup tie here between Preston and Liverpool. Much changed Liverpool on the back of that victory over Man United as well, which they were thoroughly impressive in the game at the weekend. And I'll run you through the 2 lineups now and the match officials. So we'll start with the away side. Liverpool line up with Adrian in goal, in the back 4 of Williams, Gomez, Matip and Tsimikas. And the midfield 3 of Oxlade-Chamberlain, Curtis Jones, and an 18-year-old Tyler Morton. And then number 18 is Minamino, of course. And then also they've got Divock Origi, and they've also got another young 18-year-old in Harvey Blair as well. The subs being Konate, Firmino, Jota. And then there's Elijah Dixon-Bonner, Phillips. Liam Hughes is one of the backup keepers. Peter Luger is also backup keeper on the bench as well. And then there is also Owen Beck and Connor Bradley. As for Preston, the news really for them is that Sepp van den Berg does start against his parent club. Obviously, he was given permission to do so yesterday by Jurgen Klopp, the Liverpool boss, of course. And he is part of the back 3 for Preston. They've got Rudd in goal, van den Berg, Lindsay and Hughes are the 3 at the back, with Rafferty and Cunningham, the 2 fullbacks. Then McCann and Leeson are the 2 midfielders. Potts playing just behind Bakwazen and Maguire. And it's quite an interesting game, this one. Of course, you know, when you look at their respective results at the weekend, of course, Preston were beat 2-0 by rivals Blackpool. And Liverpool, of course, were fantastic in that scintillating victory at Old Trafford as well. Mo Salah, of course, gets a rest tonight, but played a big part in that victory. And Preston, as for the hosts, of course, Liverpool were into the competition last round, but Preston have been in the competition since the very first round as well. So they've had a little bit of time in this competition to get used to it. And this is the biggest tie for them that they could have got, really, bar maybe Manchester City and Chelsea, as the players are taking the knee. But actually, if you look at things the way that Liverpool have been playing this season, still unbeaten, of course, in all competitions as well, it's a really good test for the hosts. Of course, struggling at the bottom end of the English Championship as well, their domestic division. The officials, by the way, are David Coote is the referee, Nick Hopton is the assistant, and Wade Smith is also the assistant as well on the other side. And then John Brooks is the man on fourth official duty tonight, as we are 25 seconds into the game. And Liverpool just in possession here right now. And it's Minamino trying to find his man, Origi, there. It's good defending, and it's come out, and Rudd's been able to deal with that one quite convincingly in the end. And Preston just playing it around at the back right now. And now with Rudd again. Just going to try and clear this one long into their Liverpool half. And just with Liverpool in their red shirts and sort of red socks as well, and red shorts, etc. as their normal home kit, basically. And they're shooting from left to right in this first half. And Preston in their black, white, their home kit as well. Going in the opposite direction, right to left, of course. This is Liverpool. That's what I was going to say. That was the man there, Tyler Morton, made his debut in this competition last round against Norwich, I believe, as well. So another bit of an outing for the young man there. Let's see what he can do in this game, how much of an impact he can have. As it's now with Declan Rudd at the moment. About a minute and a half on the clock for anyone that's just joining us. You're listening to the Commentary Hub, of course, in partnership with JB Sports, also JDAT Football and Storm FM, and Commentary Hub 2 as well, and Russ's channel, the channel that he's got there, and on Periscope, Twitter and Twitch, of course. And we want to thank our streaming partners, Melon, of course, as well, who have been exceptional throughout the season so far. And if you want to check them out, it's at www.melonapp.com, I believe. But it's with Liverpool right now at the back, just knocking it around there between the two centre-backs right now and into midfield. And there is, I think it was Curtis Jones, possibly. And now it's back with the number 80 there, the man Morton. I just had to go back, though, to Joe Gomez. And Morton gets it back and plays it out to the former Arsenal man, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain now. Had a bit of a cameo at the weekend. Oxlade-Chamberlain did come on for a short while, but it's going to be good for him to get a full 90 minutes under his belt, hopefully, for Liverpool tonight. And it's an opportunity for them now. Playing it down the right to the number 76, which is Williams, of course, the right fullback. He's going to take on his man as well and plays it back to trying to find Minamino, but that's good defending there by the Preston 24, which was Maguire back there helping out his defenders. It's now back with into the hands of Declan Rudd, the goalkeeper. He's going to take a couple of seconds here, and they're going to clear it long. And it's gone out of play here. No, in fact, it hasn't. It stayed in fact. And Joe Gomez is going to knock it back to his goalkeeper now, Adrian. He gets in for Alisson. Liverpool resting quite a lot. They're resting, obviously, Alisson. They're resting Van Dijk. They're resting Mane. They're also resting, of course, Firmino and Jota on the bench. Also resting, of course, Jordan Henderson and the likes of Mo Salah, of course, as well, as mentioned. And it's them in possession, though, the away side. Trying to win this competition for the first time since 2011, I think it was, 2011, 2012, I believe, when they beat Cardiff. And trying to get themselves into the hat for an opportunity to go on and win it again this year. Let's see whether Jurgen Klopp's able to do that. It's an opportunity here for the midfield of Liverpool to get forward now. I think it was the number 18 there trying to whip it in, which of course is Minamino, I think it was. Now with the number 18 Morton, and then out to Tsitsipas, trying to whip it in, the Greek. And he's going to go back to into midfield though. Minamino again. He's going to just take a couple of touches and then play it out to Matip, who plays it out to Williams. Williams into Minamino there, and he's got that one all wrong. And it's gone out of play. In fact, it wasn't Minamino. It was actually young Harvey Blair, in fact, that time. It's good work from the young Liverpool man as well, though, to get the touch off originally. And then he kind of couldn't do a lot with the effort. It was very wayward in the end, and not troubling the goalkeeper Rudd in goal at all. But this is his Liverpool debut today, and for the first impact, that was decent enough from the young lad. Bar the finish, of course. There's a throw in here for Preston now, thrown into the Liverpool half, and it's now with the number 44 Potts. Going to try and play it long, looking for Maguire, and good defending there. Knocked back to Adrian, and then out to Williams once more for Liverpool now. Coming up to 6 minutes on the clock, still remains goalless. And Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain plays it out to Zikamas now. And then here is Minamino. And Liverpool quite comfortable, just knocking it around in the centre of the park at the moment. It's now with the number 15, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Trying to find Origi. Try to back flick it there to Harvey Blair and got it all wrong in the end. And now Preston are on the counter attack here, but Declan Rudd tried to get Barkhuizen away, and Barkhuizen was just not quick enough there to get there in the end, so we have to say. But Preston there trying to get it out from the back really quickly to try and get at this Liverpool sort of inexperience of Liverpool, sorry, in terms of the back line, really, or experienced players in Matip and Gomez, but of course not regulars for this season. Is the Greek left back Tsimikas again. Going to try and play it into Origi there, but Origi I think was offside, and the ball's just gone behind for a goal kick anyway. Origi was nowhere near going to be able to get onto the end of that one. And it's a good start so far to the game, although there's not been any clear-cut chances. It's been quite a competitive affair, though, so far. And Preston are going to be very, very pleased to have kept Liverpool at bay, as they are just panning in on a couple of the players that are out injured there, including Alan Brown, who's unavailable for the host today as well. Just been panned in on there. Just see a clip of him there on the screen. And Liverpool just playing it around here now. Tsimikas again at the left back position. And just playing it around back to the defence now of Matip that time. And Matip goes back to goalkeeper Adrian. And now it's with Joe Gomez there. He plays it into Minamino, and he goes out to his left back now. And then he's been forced back. And ends up all the way back at the feet of Adrian, and then just played out again. And Minamino turns and knocks it out. And he's going to give it to Curtis Jones there. And what can Curtis Jones do? He finds Origi. Good defending there from Preston. There swarms of bodies around, and they're in possession here now as well. Trying to find the on-running forward there. I couldn't quite see who it was, but he couldn't quite get on the end of it anyway. I think it might have been Rafferty, probably, the fullback. Got a score update in the competition as well. Of course, there's already teams that have progressed, but Leicester City are 1-0 up. Harvey Barnes has scored for the Foxes. Of course, on the anniversary, the 3-year anniversary of the owners passing away, of course, from that tragic helicopter crash. And I'm sure it's very emotional at Leicester tonight as well, when it's a good start for them in terms of on the pitch. And I'm sure that's, the very least that they want is to put on a performance tonight for the fans and of course, for their owner, who is sadly no longer with us as well. Currently leading that one by a 1-0. And here is Williams now for Liverpool. Is he fouled there, though? I don't think he was. And the referee's agreed with me as well. And trying to be brought out of defence there, and now with Mawson. Good turn from the young man. He finds his man as well there. It's knocked on by Jones to Minamino, and then back to Jones once more. Liverpool just playing it around in the middle of the park at the moment. Here's Gomez now. Coming up to 10 minutes played. Liverpool in control of the ball at the moment, in control of possession, but still haven't managed to really test Rudd in the Preston goal. And they've given it away here as well. And Preston can counter here. It's now with the forward Maguire. What can Maguire do here? He gets his shot away, but that was a very poor effort and ends up into the stand behind the goal there. And good work to win the ball back though originally, and then I think it was Baquaisen, I think it was his strike partner who picked him out in the end, and then smashes that one over the top. There's Maguire. But it's a decent opportunity there for Preston, and something that they can certainly look on and build on as well. So in fact, it was actually the other way. It was to Baquaisen in the end. And this is actually his 200th appearance for Preston today as well. Great moment there for the Preston forward there. Be great if he's managed to top that off with a goal as well. I'm sure the fans would be loving him even more then. It's a chance here for Liverpool to bring it out of midfield now though. It's with Curtis Jones into Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Back to Curtis Jones once more. Out it goes to the left back, Tazikamas. And now it's with Gomez, and then back over to the 18-year-old Tyler Morton. He's going to go and find his teammate Harvey Blair there, and then back it goes now with Liverpool's and Matip. The two 18-year-olds were combining for a second there, but now it's back with the former again of Morton. And it's been forced all the way back by Joe Gomez to Adrian there. Showing signs of the cold, Adrian, as well. He's got his jogging bottoms on tonight, and you can probably see why. It's a chance here for Liverpool now, though. Still remains goalless for anyone that's just tuning in, but Liverpool have a chance to move it forward here with Oxlade-Chamberlain, though. His ball towards, I think it was, it might have been Tazikamas, or Minamino, but it's gone behind for a goal kick anyway. But as I was saying, it's still Preston 0, Liverpool 0 for anyone that's just tuning in or is coming in late. Carabao Cup, 4th round action, of course. And it's great to have a full set of fans in the stadium as well. And like I say that from a personal perspective, the fact I was at a game in this competition myself last night as well, watching Arsenal against Leeds United from the Emirates. And it's always great to go to watch games and to actually, feel the buzz. And it's great when there's, 50, 60 odd thousand fans there as well. It's makes for a real special night. I'm sure it'll be a very special night in Preston if they can pull this one off as well tonight. It's now with Williams, the right fullback, now into Matip. Trying to find Origi there, but it's given away. And it's now with, I think it was Van der Berg there. Of course, he's been given, I think it was only yesterday he was given permission to play in this game. So he was up in the air right until the very last minute, really, in terms of whether the Liverpool loanee will be able to feature against his parent side. But Jurgen Klopp's seen no no issue with it, I should say, and has decided to allow the centre-back to line up against them tonight. And it's now with Matip for Liverpool. Now Minamino. Now it's back to Matip once more. In fact, it was Gomez that time. Now out to the left-back Tazikamas. Now Minamino. Minamino tries to pick out Nico Williams, but ball's gone behind there. And, seen behind, actually, from a Preston perspective, I thought. But it does look like they're lining up for a corner there. So they could have taken a deflection. I'm not too sure where the deflection was, but we shall see. Originally, I thought it was going to be a goal kick. In fact, I was right. Declan Rice clears it long. And there's a long ball all the way through, and it goes all the way through to his opposite number, Adrian, as well. No Preston man able to get on the end of it. But that was a Route 1 football from Preston, and I suppose if it works, then it's, as good as any. It's Joe Gomez now for the away side. Liverpool just comfortably knocking it around. 15 played so far. Still remains Preston North End 0, Liverpool 0. Of course, Liverpool side that are in very good form as well. Unbeaten in the league, unbeaten in the season, as I've already mentioned, and won last time out convincingly 3-0 against Norwich away from home. And they're in possession again now. Minamino to Tzimkas. And it's now the number 3 there for Preston, who had to defend very well, in fact, and hook it clear was Cunningham. And they're in possession now again. Trying to knock it out to, I think it's, who was that? Might have been Rafferty, I think, maybe. No, in fact, it was actually Buckhuizen again, sorry. I'm just going to touch on Preston and how they've done in this competition as well. They've been, as I said, in it from, the very start. Round 1, they were victorious against Mansfield, winning that one by 3-0, with Sinclair getting a brace and Reece Jacobson as well. And I'll touch on the rest in a moment as Preston have a throw in here. It's a long one in as well. Good defending in the end by Liverpool. I think it was number 32, Matip. And it's an effort there, a bit of a wayward effort over the top in the end from Leeson. But good long throw into the box. Caused a few issues there. Did the result in headers as well. And then the ball falls to Leeson just on the edge of the box, and he gets kind of a bit of a half volley, really, when you look at it. And couldn't direct that on target. But it's an opportunity for Preston, no doubt. And, that's maybe a route into the game, using the long throw to potentially get at the back line and goalkeeper of Liverpool there. Something that can cause them a few issues on the night. But, yeah, as I was touching on, the second round, it was Preston went to Morecambe and won by 4-2 there, with Vandenberg actually being one of the scorers on that night. And Reece Jacobson again as well. He's on the bench today, looking to get on and continue on the great form he's got in this competition. Scored in every round for the host so far. Scored in the previous round against Cheltenham as well, when they won by 4-1. And I'm sure that if the game is sort of 0-0 or there's only one goal in it, come maybe 75 minutes, he'll get on. If not even before that, maybe looking to add to that tally. It's Liverpool in possession at the moment, though. Now with the number 80 Morton, and now the two centre backs just combining here in a moment. It's now with the right-sided one, though, Joel Matip onto Nico Williams, and here's Morton again. Currently 18 minutes played, and it's Preston that have had the attempts at goal. 2-2 Liverpool's none. No attempts on target in the game as of yet. It's one of those kind of games so far where it's hopefully going to be one. Well, it looks like it could be one in the midfield area. There's no foul there on Harvey Blair, though. And Preston can defend pretty well. And just hook it clear towards, I think it's the Buckhuizen again. And a chance there for Minamino as he fouled by Potts. I think he was. Referee agrees as well. Now Curtis Jones here, looking for Origi. Top scorer for Liverpool in this competition. Divock Origi as well. He might even be one of the top scorers in the whole competition in general, actually, as well. He's done well as the fringe Liverpool man, really, is what you want to refer to him as. Of course, he's got a lot of players in front of him as well, though, to compete with. And he's certainly showing that when it comes to this competition, he's certainly one of the sort of more experienced heads that lines up for Liverpool in an attacking sense, usually. It's just put behind for a throw in there by Greg Cunningham. Oxlade-Chamberlain's, in fact, it's gone behind for a corner there, in fact. So Oxlade-Chamberlain's going to take that set piece. Got the defence coming up from the back as well. Matip and Gomez. And Chamberlain whips it in. It's a poor corner as well. Poorly defended corner. It was actually almost straight through to a Liverpool man. Really poor defending, and then hook clear in the end by, I think that might have even been one of the Preston defenders. I don't know if it was Vandenberg or not, but It was hook clear in the end anyway, and Preston got away with that one. Of course, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is in possession again now, and he played a part in that chance there, getting the cross in from the corner. It's another fairly experienced man in terms of the Liverpool lineup. You know, he's only a relatively young man in terms of his career, but compared to some of these other players anyway. Now with Oxlade-Chamberlain again. Hasn't really taken off for Oxlade-Chamberlain at Liverpool either, so I'm sure he's going to want to prove a point to Jurgen Klopp, getting some game time tonight. Here's Origi now, looking for Harvey Blair there. It's just over his head and seen behind by Rafferty for a Preston throw. 21 minutes played, still remains goalless. Of course, you're listening to the commentary hub. A little bit later on, when it comes to around about 5 minutes remaining of the game, or thereabouts, we will be announcing the man of the match with commentary services as well. So you could let us know your thoughts on who you think's been playing well. We might have a look into that and take that into account when it comes to man of the match later on. And of course, you can also interact with us via the chat as well and let us know, your thoughts on this game and how Liverpool have started off the season as well. They're a very dominant force in England at the moment. Of course, unbeaten in the league, haven't lost a game in their Champions League group either. And of course, continuing on with the form in this competition as well. So carrying on that unbeaten run and see how far they can go as they just show Liverpool legend Kenny Dalglish there. Looks like he's in need of a nap. Either that or he's just still just about trying to get over the 5-0 at the weekend. As you saw the reactions of him and Sir Alex Ferguson respectively, he did look like he was really thoroughly enjoying that victory, as any Liverpool fan would be. Here's the number 76, Nico Williams now. Played out by Matip, I think that was, to Tsimakas. Or Tsimakas, I don't even know how to say his name. We've got another score update now from the Carabao Cup, and it is Stoke City behind against Brentford. Sergi Canos is the man on the score sheet there for the away side, or the Premier League side now. Looking to continue on with their relatively good start to the season as well. And they are leading at Stoke City, a tricky place to go to as well. Sergi Canos has given them a lead. Of course, the draw for the next round is Saturday morning as well. So I believe about 10:30 Saturday morning to see who the winners of this come up against, and if your club are in the next round, who they'll face. Fortunately, one of mine is, so I'll be keeping a clean eye, close eye on that one, I should say. And it looks like there might be an early sub, possibly. Excuse me. Just want to see what that early sub is. Whether it's it looked like somebody getting themselves ready by the looks of things, anyhow. But anyway, it's with Liverpool at the moment. The game is still going on, and it is with the two defenders, and then knocked out to Curtis Jones. This was had to come back there. Now it's with Joe Matip and Matip, and now Gomez. Chance for Liverpool to get it forward. Oxlade-Chamberlain out to the left back. To Tsimakas. And now Gomez, and then back to Matip once more. Joel Matip looks up and is forced to go back though. Origi loses out there, but Liverpool have it back though. Now with Minamino, good defending there from, I think it was Rafferty. And Preston have it here. Is it because now it's a man here for Preston. Preston got a chance here. Oh, that was a good save in the end. It did look like for a moment, I think it was who was it now? Let's have a look here. It was Bukoizen's ball originally. There was somebody running on there from midfield. It didn't look like he got the effort clean enough. I think it might have been number 44, Potts, in the end. He got in behind Joe Gomez, And it did look like for a moment that Preston had a good opportunity there to go 1-0 up, but Joe Gomez got a lucky escape there. His goalkeeper helping him out. It's a chance for Preston now. Again, they whipped in, and it's headed down by one of the centre backs there. He was up from the corner. I think it might have been Lindsay or Hughes. It was actually Lindsay at the back post. It's now back with Rudd. It doesn't look like there's any signs of any substitutions there, so I'm not too sure whether that was just Liverpool sending out a few players to warm up. As Declan Rudd tries to clear the ball there and then slips in the process. But he gets his clearance into the Liverpool half anyway. Liverpool have it back though with Curtis Jones now. Now it is Matip and now Gomez. Certainly very fortunate not to be on the wrong end of conceding a goal there, Gomez. His keeper got him out of jail a little bit. Now with Matip. Tries to find Blair, I think that was. In fact, it's Minamino. In fact, it wasn't. It was actually Jones that time. We'll get there eventually. And Preston have it back now with Bukoyzen, I think. Or Maguire, was it? Let's see. There was actually, yeah. Now it's Potts. Back to Vandenberg. And he tries to clear it towards one of his attackers there. And it goes all the way behind for a goal kick. Potts just showing that effort again there. It was actually good hands in the end from Adrian. Although I'm sure Potts would have fancied his chances one-on-one. And it looked like he did as well because he was sort of head in hands afterwards. It's now with Matip for the away side. Back to his centre-back partner now with Gomez. Given away again by Gomez. That's sloppy and Preston have got a chance here now. Put in and it's, what's going to happen here? It's a good save by Adrian. Potts, over the top from Potts there. But that was better than the last save for me. That was Adrian earning his money there. Preston really should be 1-0 up. Joe Gomez again gets out of jail. It was Potts originally, I think it was anyway, and then he tries to find Bukoyzen, I think, and it's a good save. In fact, it was Maguire, and then Potts just... So it's a great save originally, and it comes out to the number 18, which is Lisa, and then it comes off the line, and then so it's a great save first of all from Adrian. Then the defender's in the right place at the right time, hits him on the head, and then it's over the top from Potts. So Liverpool getting out of jail a little bit there, but Preston certainly are making a bit of a game of this one, which is great to see. It's now with Liverpool there. Just want to throw. Still Preston 0, Liverpool 0. Only just as well. Right on the goal line there. I think it might have even been Nico Williams. I'm not too sure. The man who it actually, was in the right place at the right time to deny Preston from going 1-0 up there. But Preston certainly inches away from that feat. It's now with Gomez. Sorry, and now it's with Minamino, sorry. And Gomez gets it back. Now Oxlade-Chamberlain. He tries to bring it into midfield. What can he do here? Out it goes to Minamino again. Given away there to Potts. And Preston can counter again, but forced backwards by Bukoyzen this time. I think he's fouled though, and the referee says he was. Referee David Coote, of course. And Preston manager there, full of praise for his side there, is Frankie McAvoy. And as you can certainly see why. 30 minutes on the clock, and they've certainly had the best chances. They should probably, arguably, be 1-0 up. all the way back by Matip to Adrian. And actually, when you look at the overall stats as well, Preston, they lost last time out to Blackpool. They were just about victorious against Coventry by 2-1. In the game before that, 0-0 against Derby. Lost to QPR and only managed to draw with Stoke. So they're not in a great run of form, but of course form goes out of the window when it comes to the cup competitions. Here is Oxlade-Chamberlain for Liverpool now, though. Good turn from the England man. And now it's with Nico Williams, wins the throw. Of course, Liverpool really, really firing at the moment. Now with Matip and now Joe Gomez. Of course, as I said, Liverpool beat Manchester United last time out. Even before that, they beat Atletico Madrid, coming from 2-1 down to win. Sorry, in fact, no, it wasn't coming from 2-2, in fact, to win that one that day. Of course, Griezmann getting sent off did play a part in that one, though. And, of course, the game before that, they were convincing winners over Watford by 5-0. And then even the game before that against Manchester City, where they drew 2-2, they, scored 2 goals through Mane and Salah, and did look like they could have got another one as well, or another couple. And even the game before that against Porto, 5-1 away from home in that one as well. So you can certainly see, Liverpool are on really, really good run of form at the moment. And last time out, kept a clean sheet as well, as I mentioned, against Norwich. Throw in here for Preston now. Of course, these sides have met in the past, but the last couple have actually been in friendlies rather than domestic competitions. And in regards to the last time that they met domestically, it was a 2-0 victory for Liverpool back in the FA Cup third round of 2009, with a certain Fernando Torres on the score sheet on that day, and also Albert Riera. Anyone remember him? He was Liverpool's first goal scorer that night, or that day. There's a throw-in for Preston now. Looking towards the number 6, Lindsay, and Liverpool have been forced to put it behind for a corner through Nico Williams. But yeah, let us know if you remember Albert Riera and what you remember of him as a player, and if you remember that game, or even if you were at that game as well, of course. Chance here from this corner now for Preston. It's cleared by Liverpool though, and they've won a free kick here as well. Good defending by Minamino. In fact, it was Nico Williams that time, sorry. He's just caught by his man. And David Coote there isn't going to go to the book though. But I think you can't really argue that it's a free kick there from McCann. Liverpool have it with Adrian now. Coming up to 10 minutes of the first half remaining. Still Preston North End 0, Liverpool 1. Sorry, Liverpool 0, I should say. Not 1 yet, but, you never know. And it's now with Curtis Jones here. Trying to make it 1-0. And put me out of my misery there, because if it's 1-0 to Liverpool, then I can probably claim that. I'll just be like, I was a little bit, in the future. But anyway, here's Curtis Jones now. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Given away, though. Minamino, he fouls his man as well. Very poor from the Liverpool man, really. He hasn't got to be doing that. Good defending from Preston point of view, but Minamino doesn't need to foul him there. But still remains Preston 0, Liverpool 0 in this Carabao Cup 4th round. Of course, you're listening to the Commentary Hub in partnership with JB Sports, JDAT Football and Storm FM. And of course, we want to thank our streaming partners for the season, Melon as well. melonapp.com to check them out. And of course, we've got some fantastic action coming up from the Premier League this coming weekend as well, with Tottenham against Manchester United. One of the games that are hopefully going to be covered on the channel. There's a free kick here to Preston. Hughes wins it. We might even delve into the Championship for a game or two on the weekend. We're not too sure as of yet what has been confirmed, and I will let you know when I know. It's gone behind here for, is that Preston corner there? Adrian couldn't quite creep it in play. It's a good ball out to, I think it was out to McCann in the end. No, it wasn't McCann, it was the fullback anyway, Rafferty maybe. But now it's Leeson to take the corner. Preston scored 7 goals from open play this season, 6 from set pieces, 1 from the penalty spot. Of course, they could see. Of course, they've got a set piece now. See if they can add to that again. Whipped in by Leeson towards the back post where Lindsay was, but over him and out of play for a Liverpool throw. There's Frankie McAvoy there, barking some instructions to his team. And Nico Williams has the possession for Liverpool. Tries to switch it across to Tsimikas, I think it was, and he just keeps it in play. And he's had to go back to Joe Gomez, though. Been a bit shaky today so far as Joe Gomez, and on another day, Preston could certainly be a goal up, Bob, so because of maybe one of his mistakes there. But a little bit fortunate to get away with that one. He's in possession again now, though. Gets it from Matip. Trying to find the on-running, I think it was Harvey Blair, and it's gone behind by, I think it was seen behind by Vandenberg. And Preston have a corner kick here. Jurgen Klopp just standing there shaking his head, and it's the Preston manager that's the more vocal and sort of ferocious of the two, getting the instructions across. Jurgen Klopp kind of just more calm and just kind of watching on, whereas the Preston manager is trying to get his instructions out and trying to, push his side on to maybe get a goal there before half time. And it's through ball from Potts there, but couldn't quite find his man though, and it's with Gomez from Matip's pass now. Joe Gomez plays it into the young Tyler Morton, and back it goes to Gomez again, the Liverpool centre-back. Of course, Liverpool trying to follow Arsenal into the hat. Of course, Leicester City leading tonight as well. Brentford 1-0 up as well so far, remember, against Stoke. Of course, Sunderland won last night as well. And of course, other games that are taking place include Burnley and Tottenham, and also the game at the Etihad as well between Manchester City and West Ham. And of course, Leicester also, as I said, 1-0 up in their game against Brighton. I think Chelsea are through as well, I believe, last night. And it's now Curtis Jones. Gets it back. Now it's with Matip. Now Gomez. And Gomez into Matip once more. Now Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones plays it into midfield to Morton. Takes a turn and then plays it back to Matip and then on to Gomez. Out to Tsimikas. Gets his cross in. Looking for a really good defending by Hughes there though. And up into the air it goes and away. Now Rafferty up against Oxlade-Chamberlain there and gets his foot to it before the Liverpool man and behind for a Liverpool throw. Coming up to 5 minutes and a half remaining. And Preston and their boss Frankie McAvoy will certainly be very pleased if it's 0-0 at the break, although they could actually be 1 up as well with the chance they had that was off the line. So it's a throw for Liverpool though, to Tsimikas again. And it's Minamino, just take the touch off him. Vandenberg sees it behind, does he? Or did it come off the Liverpool loanee last? In fact, it's a goal kick. As you see a few Preston fans heading for there. In fact, are they coming into the stadium? Maybe they're just getting into the stadium. Thought they were heading to the half-time tea bar for a moment, but it looks like they were actually just about to take their seat. 40 minutes played, and there's still Preston fans entering the stadium as of now. And I thought it was bad at the Emirates last night, getting in 25 minutes late. But, you know, that's for another day. Liverpool still 0-0 though, this game against Preston. Coming up to the end of the first half. And it's with Matip. He's going to play it across to Morton there. And he's going to go back to Gomez. He's forced to play it into midfield to Oxlade-Chamberlain now. And then back to Morton again. Was he caught there, Morton? Yes, he was, by the number 16, Hughes. And it's now Matip to Morton again. Morton into Jones, looking for young Harvey Blair, the 18-year-old. Couldn't quite get on the end of that, though. And the experienced goalkeeper, Rudd, was able to come out and claim that one, do his job. He's going to take a few minutes here to hold the ball before he bounces it a few times and then smashes it forward into his opposing half. It's still back with Preston, though, and all the way back to Rudd again. And it's Ivan Toney on the score sheet now for Brentford. His goal is now doubled the earlier goal from Sergi Canos. So Brentford now 2 goals to the good away at Stoke, and looking good for the place in the next round. And of course, Ivan Toney continuing on with that fantastic scoring form as well. Of course, I think he also, Brentford, of course, faced off with Liverpool not too long ago in that classic 3-3 game. And that was a real end-to-end affair with, of course, Liverpool firing on that day in front of goal as they have all season, but a bit suspect at the back. And they've been a little bit suspect at the back in this first half as well, in terms of Joe Gomez in particular. Man, he was at fault for a couple of Preston chances in 43 minutes or so far. And he's in possession now, though. And the Oxlade-Chamberlain here. Out to Tsimikas. Into Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now it's with Morton. Can anyone get a goal before half-time? Oxlade-Chamberlain couldn't quite get in the end of that, and it's through to Declan Rudd. I'm going to take a second there and then pick the ball up slowly. It's close from Oxlade-Chamberlain there. Couldn't quite get on the end of it, though. But good move from Liverpool, and not too far from finding Oxlade-Chamberlain's feet there, as we are entering the final stages of the first half. Long goal kick there from the Preston keeper. But it goes all the way through to his opposite number. And he tries to clear it to Harvey Blair. But it's gone behind for a Preston throw, which may be taken by Greg Cunningham. Of course, the Republic of Ireland man. 1 minute left in the first half, plus any additional stoppages. Probably won't be too many of them, though. Maybe 1 minute. Of course, you're listening to the commentary hub. Here's chance for Preston. Maguire loses out. It's now Minamino for Liverpool. Here's Oxlade-Chamberlain into Morton, out to Tsimikas now. Going to try and bring it into the opposition half, the Preston half, but given away. Vandenberg clears it out to Rafferty, who hooks it clear and out of play for a throw. But yeah, probably only about 1 minute of additional time if the officials, the fourth official John Brooks is in agreement with me. I'm not too sure what they'd be giving more than 1 minute for. The ball, hasn't been out of play too many times, and there hasn't been any subs or sort of injuries, etc. So probably won't be too long. In fact, none at all. So at the break, I'm going to hand you back to Russ in a second, but It's Preston who have had the best chance of the game. It's off the line. And they're unfortunately sort of still 0-0 in this game, but certainly had their opportunities to be, looking at this one 1-0 up. And, as I said in the commentary there, Joe Gomez has been a little bit suspect for Liverpool. And they've not created loads going forward either. So good from Preston so far. Could be 1-0 up, but 0-0 at the break. Preston 0, Liverpool 0 so far. Over to Russ.
Yes, and thank you very much. There, Mike Ornament will get Mike back on just in a few minutes for the first off thoughts for himself on what has been, what it sounded like been a good first half time then in all of the Carabao Cup clashes, and we'll go through those scores in a second or so. The one thing which I didn't get a chance to point or to mention just before the break, before the kick-off in this game, should I say, was regarding an incident which happened at Arsenal versus Leeds yesterday. And when I say incident, it's more of what happened during the half-time break, and everyone of the commentary will send their best wishes and a speedy recovery to a Leeds United fan who was stretched out of the away end yesterday. With people on the scene at the Emirates yesterday said that the fan suffered a broken leg or an injury of that nature and was tended to quickly. That was last night, so speedy recovery to that Leeds United fan after last night. What happened there? There's been quite a few number of matches taking place this evening, and we'll go through some of the half-time scores for you right now in the EFL Cup. All half-times, I can tell you, or near enough, all of them half-time scores. All but one of them at half-time, so when you through those scores, so at half-time at Turf Moor, it's Burnley 0, Tottenham 0. Latest score in the first half stoppage time is Leicester 1, Brighton 0. Preston 0, Liverpool 0 is our featured game. That is half-time. Stoke 0, Brentford 2. And West Ham 0, Manchester City 0 at the break. There's been a few matches in the Scottish Premiership tonight, all half-time apart from one game, so I went through those half-time scores. It's Dundee 0, Ross County 4, should I say. Hibernian 1, Celtic 3. Livingston 1, Dundee United 1 in first half stoppage time. Motherwell 0, St Mirren 0, first half stoppage time. Rangers 1, Aberdeen 2, St Johnstone 1, Arsenal Midlothian 1 at half time. In La Liga, Real Mallorca 1, Sevilla 1, Rayo Vallecano 1, Barcelona 0 full-time scores. 70 minutes gone, Real Betis 4, Valencia 1, and Real Madrid 0, Osasuna 0. That's been played by about 6 or 7 minutes this evening. Bayern Munich currently trail by 3-0 in the German DFB Pokal Cup, trailing by 3-0 away at Borussia Mönchengladbach. In Italian Serie A, Juventus lost 2-1 to Sassuolo, Sampdoria lost 3-1 to Atalanta, Udinese and AS Verona drew 1 apiece. Cagliari and Roma goalless on the break, as are Lazio versus Fiorentina, and Empoli 0, Inter Milan 1. is also at half-time. Scoreline in French League 1, Nice are beating Marseille by a goal to nil in that tie. And in first half stoppage time, there have been 2 goals, and it is now half time at the King Power Stadium. I can tell you that Brighton got to Adam Webster on 45 plus 3 minutes before Ademola Lookman pulled Leicester back in front 2 minutes later on 45 plus 5. So the break is Leicester 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1 at half time. And that game, what a game that is this evening. Also, just read a comment in here from Paul James. He says he's watching Burnley game, and he says it's not easy on the eye in that one. They're currently goalless against Tottenham Hotspur in that one. Livingston v Dundee United is now half-time score with the score of 1-1 there as well. In the Scottish Challenge Cup as well, Alloa Athletic 2, Rangers B 2. And in the Women's International Friendly finished earlier today, USA 6, South Korea 0 is the final score in that one. So big thank you for your thoughts there, Paul, on the and then there's what's happening between Burnley and Tottenham. If you can keep us across how that game's panning out through the remaining of the evening, we'll bring you goal updates when we see them. But if you can just keep us updated from your end, if and when you can, we'll keep. That'll be very much appreciated. We'll get the thoughts of Mike Ornament very shortly on that first half, which he has watched between Preston North End and Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. A place of the last 8 up for grabs for one of these sides, with already yesterday going through were Arsenal 2-0 winners over Leeds United, Chelsea 4-3 winners on penalty against Southampton after a 1-1 draw, and Sunderland after a 3-1 penalty win away to QPR after a goalless draw there. Big congratulations to my local side, Rotherham United, who won in the Papa John's Trophy 5-0 against Manchester City under 21s last night. Kieran Sadlier netted an hat-trick. Paul says neither the team have had a shot on goal in the first half at Turf Moor between Tottenham, who are away to Burnley in the Carabao Cup. Mike is back, and we'll fetch Mike in right now. And Mike, a very good evening to you once again, mate. From your perspective, who do you reckon has been the better side in that first half? Because from what I've listened to and from what you've described, for me, I'd have to say probably Preston may have just edged it, in my opinion. Would you agree on that, Mike? And do you think Liverpool didn't need to rest the likes of rested Mane, Salah a bit too early in this competition and should be playing them from this round after the way Preston have been playing in that first half, Mike?
Yeah, I do think that Preston have had a very, very good first half. I think they're, unfortunate not to be 1-0 up, really. They've had the best chances. The one off the line really is the standout. Of course, Adrian made a couple of really good saves as well, including the one just before that. And when you look at Liverpool's attacking options, of course, they've still got Origi and Minamino and Jones and Oxlade-Chamberlain there to cause problems. But, Preston have dealt with them really, really well. And it's, the Liverpool defence of Matip and Gomez in particular, that have been sort of shaky and, kind of got out of jail a little bit by the help of their goalkeeper.
Yes, obviously you mentioned that Adrian had to make a fantastic save. Preston had one cleared off the line. They were very unlucky with that effort there, Mike. And if you're either thanking the Preston manager, Frankie
Frankie
McAvoy,
McAvoy. Yeah.
or Jurgen Klopp, who do you think out of those two managers, Mike, would be the happier of the two, and why would you say that manager, in your opinion, Mike, as well?
100% Frankie McAvoy. 100%. The way that his Preston side have set up, they're causing problems. They're getting at this Liverpool side. Bukaisen has looked good behind, up front. Sorry, Potts behind him has been lively as well. They've defended well. They haven't really had to do an awful lot, but they've done everything they sort of needed to do easily enough. And they've got, enough about them, really, this Preston side. They certainly don't look like a side that are at the bottom end of the Championship anyway, that's for sure.
Yes, and if you were to look at both benches, Mike, obviously Liverpool with a much younger bench, I would have to say, compared to Preston tonight.
Yeah.
At the subs on the Liverpool bench, is there anyone on that bench that you can look at and think he's going to be a game changer? He could change this game for Liverpool, or don't you think Liverpool have got any game changers on the bench? Because obviously, as I mentioned, fair few youngsters on the bench for Liverpool. There's Conor
But
Bradley,
then,
Owen Beck, Liam Hughes, Patuga, we're using Patuga goalkeepers, so there's
yeah.
Beck, Bradley, Phillips, Dixon, Bonner on the bench from the youngsters, but they've only really got Jota, Firmino and Canate, Mike.
Yeah, but then if you look at those two forwards in particular, Firmino and Jota, I do think one of them will end up coming on maybe even at half time because, it's been that bad from Liverpool. They haven't really created enough going forward. Origi, has looked a shadow of the Origi that's been sort of in this competition for Liverpool so far. Minamino, not really done anything spectacular. Harvey Blair looks all right for a young kid. Don't get me wrong with regards to him. But I do think, you'll see a Jota and maybe even a Jota and Firmino double sub at some point. But I do think that, they'll both certainly be on the pitch come the end of the game anyway, that's for sure.
Yes, and just to anyone who's just tuning in for the first time tonight or first time for the Carabao Cup, from this round in the Carabao Cup, teams can make 5 substitutions. So if Liverpool make, say, 3 now, they can make a further 2 late on. From what I've just seen in front of me, man, it looks as though Nat Phillips is about to come on at half time for Liverpool, so that's going to be one of their 5
Yeah,
changes.
I wonder whether that's for Gomez. I wonder whether, Gomez has maybe only had 45 minutes in him, maybe, and wonder whether that's Jurgen Klopp, looking at Joe Gomez and flicking him as a bit suspect and thinking, maybe, we might take you off. We'll wait and see in a minute, but might not be a bad shout if that's the case.
Yeah, and also we're looking at Scott on the Preston bench. Got Scott Sinclair's caused problems wherever he's been before. Daniel Johnston as well, causing a few problems, especially in the Championship.
What I will say, the man for them who will come on and he will have an impact is Rhys Jacobson. He scored in every single round in this competition so far. Yeah, it's different opposition, but you can't really argue the fact that this guy knows where the back of the net is. So I do think he'll come on in the second half for Preston.
Yes, and with the players about to get back underway very shortly, what I can tell you, the confirmation of the sub, which I've just got into my mic, is that it's not Joe Gomez who's gone off, it's Joel Matip who's gone off at the break. So with the second half ready to come on and with confirmation of that sub, I'm back over to Mike Ornament.
Thank you, Russ. So we'll just find out in a second what's happening here. Still waiting for the sub to come on. But according to Russ, so it's going to be Matip to come off. I'm not too sure whether that's because of injury or why that is. Because he was certainly the better of the 2 centre-backs, in my opinion. But we will see in a second. Now, it is Matip coming off, so Russ has absolutely got it spot on there. His sources are completely justified. As Phillips comes on to partner Gomez at centre back, and that's the first sub. No changes from Preston. And they are the side that are going to be getting us underway, though. And they have done that right now as well. We are officially underway for the second half. Preston 0, Liverpool 0. In this Carabao Cup 4th round. Of course, straight to penalties as well. If it's 0-0, no extra time. So we could have potentially 45 minutes and still not know the winner. And then we could have to cover a penalty shootout for you as well. But it wouldn't be the first time I've covered a penalty shootout on this channel. And, they're relatively good fun, actually, as well. So, if it comes to that, then I don't mind. As Tsimikas just gets it behind for a Preston throw there. But Koizen's going to take another long one again, though. Getting himself ready for a long throw here. Going to go and get the towel. Do the Rory Delap, dries the ball. I'll run you through the two teams in a second as well for how things are going to line up for the second half. Bukoizen's throw here. Looking for the head of, I think it might have been one of the men up from the back. It might have been Lindsay, but it's gone behind for a throw in here now as Liverpool Harvey Blair tried to bring it out. It was defended well by Preston there. And Preston line up this first half, this second half, sorry, I should say, with Rudd in goal, Vandenberg, Lindsay, Hughes, Rafferty, McCann, Leeson, Cunningham, Potts, Bukoizen and Maguire. And then the Liverpool side is Adrian, Williams, Phillips, who's come on for Matip, Gomez, Tsimikas, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Jones, Morton, Blair, Origi and Minamino. There's a chance for Liverpool there. Trying to find Minamino and he couldn't quite get on the end of it as well. Good ball through to him in the end from, I think it might have been the young lad, Morton maybe, I'm not too sure, but it's like inches away. In fact, it was Oxlade-Chamberlain. They almost picked him up perfectly. And Minamino was put off by a flaming leg from one of the Preston defenders ahead of him there, just about put him off. I couldn't quite do anything with that. I'll run you through the two subs benches as well, because of course, as Russ mentioned, we could have up to another 9 subs made from respective sides. Of course, 5 from Preston, 4 now from Liverpool. So Liverpool's bench is Konate, Firmino, Jota, Dixon, Bonner. Of course, Phillips was a sub, but is now on. Hughes, Beck, Bradley, and Pitaluga. As it's now Rafferty with his Preston throw into Potts and back to Rafferty again. In fact, it wasn't Potts, it was actually McCann. Put behind there for a throw in by Phillips. I think that's his first touch, just hooking that one clear. And then the Preston bench is Whiteman, Bauer, Johnson, Everson, Stanley, Reece Jacobson, Huntington, Sinclair, and Earl. And it's Bukoizen's throw in again. Trying the ball once more, going for another long one. Getting everyone up from the back as well. Lindsay and also Hughes, and of course the Liverpool loanee Vandenberg. And there's a chance there for Preston, but it's hooked clear in the end from, I think it was Curtis Jones. Yeah, it was. And it's now with Nat Phillips there. Wins that one ahead of Cunningham. It's all the way back to Adrian. And Nat Phillips now for Liverpool, sorry. Here is Gomez. And here's Tsimikas. Now it's Jones. Now Minamino. Jones has slipped there though. And Vandenberg just plays it back to Rudd, who hooks it into the Liverpool half. Looking for Maguire, but loses out there. It's now with Nico Williams, I should say. Now it's the Liverpool man again. Gets it back. Now to Tsimikas. It's given away though. Preston have a chance to counter here. Good defending by Gomez that time. Better defending, in fact, compared to how he was in the first half. That was something that, you want your experienced defender to be doing. He did well on that occasion. There's a free kick here for Preston now, won by I think it was Cunningham, was that? Let's have a look, or maybe it wasn't. It's gone behind for a throw in here now. Preston throw. In fact, it's a Liverpool ball, is it? No, it is a Preston ball. I was right. Oh, no. Oh, the referee was just saying, go the other way. Or go back a bit. It looked like he was giving it the other way then for a second. Trying to find Origi there from that long ball from defence there. I think it was Nat Phillips, and all the way through to Declan Rudd now. Now it's with Hughes and then out to Cunningham. Chance for Preston again. Good defending by Gomez. Is he fouled? Referee says yes, he was. Maguire went through the back of him there. Now Nat Phillips to Tsimikas. Into the midfield now. Greek man gets it back though. I'm going to play it back to Curtis Jones now. In it goes to Gomez and out to Nico Williams again. In fact, was it Williams at that time? It might not have been. It was actually, no, it was Williams. It's gone behind for a throw. Jurgen Klopp is looking a lot more animated in this second half. It was very sort of, sat back really in the first half, and this second half he's come out and quite a bit more animated. As they win a throw in here as well, hooked behind by Rafferty. And it's going to be Liverpool to try and get it forward. Here's Gomez. Now Phillips. Now Williams. Now Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now it's with Minamino. Is he fouled? Referee says no. Here's Origi. Now it's with Harvey Blair. Back it goes to Williams. Oxlade-Chamberlain gives it away though. In fact, he loses out so much that he has to chase his man back and then gives away a free kick as well. The former Southampton man started off at Southampton in the early days. Of course, they were bringing through players left, right, and centre at that point. Of course, he was in that rank, that youth rank, with the likes of Gareth Bale as well. There's plenty of them coming through at that stage. And it's a free kick to be taken by Declan Rudd now. He plays it long. And it's now with number 13, McCann. Just sees that behind for a throw, which Rafferty's going to take. Of course, you're listening to the Commentary Hub in partnership with JB Sports, JDAT Football and Storm FM as well. And I'm your alternative commentator, Mike Heineman, for this one. Preston 0, Liverpool 0 in this Carabao Cup 4th round tie. Again, being taken place at Deepdale, of course. Bukoyzen takes the throw in the end. It's good defending there from Oxlade-Chamberlain. Looking for Harvey Blair, who's muscled off the ball there. It's good defending from Preston point of view, and all the way back to Declan Rudd now. And he's going to clear it long. Now Joe Gomez wins that one though and goes to Curtis Jones here. Of course, I was going to say we're also continuing on our sponsorship with Melon as well. Melon, of course, doing a fantastic job helping us out. You want to check them out, melonapp.com. There's a chance here for Liverpool. Oxlade-Chamberlain skips a couple there, does very, very well. Here's Jones. Curtis Jones back to Oxlade-Chamberlain, gets his shot away. Oh, that's not far away from Oxlade-Chamberlain either in the end. It had goalkeeper Declan Rudd scrambling and just a little bit, a little bit wide there, not too far at all. An inch the other way, maybe an inch or two the other way, and that might have nestled into the bottom corner. But good move there from Liverpool. Good play from Oxlade-Chamberlain, and not far away from the goal as well. Liverpool getting a second sub ready though, and it is Harvey Blair making way, number 86. Had his 54 minutes of action, and he's going to be replaced by number 84, Connor Brady, the 18-year-old Northern Irish man. So he's going to get some game time. The Liverpool number 84. or Bradley, sorry, not Brady, I think. But he gets some action here in this one. See what he can do. And of course, that was a fairly decent 54 minutes or so from Harvey Blair as well. He put in a couple of good runs in that time that he was on the field. So, he looked lively enough if you want to analyse his performance. Didn't pull up trees, though, but of course, that was his debut as well. So he did all right. There's a chance here for Liverpool to get it forward, though. It's now Nat Phillips, now Joe Gomez, now Tsimikas. Tries to bring it into midfield. Here's Minamino. Loses out to McCann. And now here's Potts. Is that a foul there? No, it's not. Curtis Jones has it for Liverpool. Now it's Tsimikas. There's a man down for Preston. I think that's Maguire. Here's the number 18 now. Morton tries to find Minamino, and it's gone. In fact, it was actually towards Williams, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. And it's Maguire still down and looking for treatment there. In fact, he was looking to the referee, and the referee just says, nope, there's nothing in that. Get to your feet. And let's have a look at this here now. Yeah, to be fair, it would have been soft to give that as a free kick. There wasn't too much in it, really, from Minamino. To see whether he's able to continue, though, Maguire. Because, of course, they do have the brilliant Reece Jakobsen, who is on the bench as well. He knows where the back of the net is and has scored in every single round so far of this competition. So, maybe if Maguire was to come off, he's your sort of, ideal candidate if you're a Preston fan who you want to be seeing. The physio is just coming on to treat him now and having a look at him. Of course, this is the Carabao Cup 4th round, and there is other games taking place as well. I don't know if there's been any more goals from what happened as of the first half, but of course, Leicester leading Brighton by 2-1. Also, Brentford were 2-0 up as well against Stoke. We'll have a look and see if I can grab some more results for you, though. Or latest scores for you, sorry. No more latest scores in it. Burnley 0, Tottenham 0, and West Ham 0, Manchester City 0 as well. A Manchester City side that includes the likes of Raheem Sterling and Kevin De Bruyne, still unable to get into the lead against West Ham. And Preston are doing their bit here as well and holding Liverpool, that are also fielding a relatively decent side, with plenty of changes, though, as you would expect. It looks like Maguire's going to be okay. He's just walking off to the side, though, which is the customary rule before he's allowed back onto the pitch again. It's Adrian now for Liverpool. In fact, no, it's not. It's down the other end, is it? It's Declan Rudd. Looking for Kaizen. There's a foul there, is it? No, on the Preston man. Is that a foul on Nico Williams? I think it is. He's down. And in fact, it was Jones who was caught there. Wonder if we'll see the first yellow of the game, maybe. Of course, you're listening to the commentary hub. Preston North End 0, Liverpool 0. 58.5 minutes played. Preston, one of the sort of founders of the old First Division as well. So, looking to cause an upset in this game, but they used to be a really, really big side themselves. A well-known side and a well-known club. They've got a great history behind them as well. So it's great to, for Preston fans, no doubt, tonight to be able to see the sort of, elite clubs coming back to see them at home again. It's a chance here for Liverpool, though. It's Oxlade-Chamberlain. What can he do here? Tries to find Tsimikas, but it goes behind for a goal kick. And Oxlade-Chamberlain cursing the frustrations a bit there. Yeah, I think Klopp was as well. And Liverpool still got some good talent on the bench. If they want to use the likes of Firmino and Jota, of course, I mentioned at half-time that they'll probably be seen at some point in today's game. I don't know whether Jurgen Klopp really wants to use them. but he might be forced into that hand. Good head there from Lindsay. Behind for a Liverpool throw. Tsimikas is going to take this. And they are looking now to Reece Jacobson, are the hosts. See whether he can keep up that fantastic scoring record in the competition. The big target man. I wonder whether that's going to be Maguire. I wonder whether Maguire's not been able to run this little knock-off. Here's Gomez for Liverpool now, though. Plays into Oxlade-Chamberlain. Out it goes to Williams. What can he do here? Battling with Potts. Loses out as well. Looking for... I think that's because that's Maguire now. I think. In fact, it's because I'm looking for Maguire, but then it's given away and Curtis Jones looks it clear. And good head there by Van den Berg. And Preston again trying to get a foothold here. Rafferty. Chance for Preston, and it's number 29, and Buckhoysen at the back post. Couldn't quite direct that one at... so he directed it on target, but wasn't able to get any power behind that, to really trouble Adrian. And it's now with Morton. Tries to find the other substitute. Now is that the... Oh, and it's in the back of the net. Liverpool have a goal. Liverpool have their lead. It's Takumi Minamino on the score sheet. And I think he come down Nico Williams' side. Getting the cross back into him. And Takumi Minamino there. Right place, right time. And there's your opening goal. Liverpool 1-0 up at Deepdale. Is the onside though? Let's have a look here. It's a good ball through. And it's crossed in. Minamino off his knee and into the back of the net. Rudd, no chance. Liverpool 1-0 up. There's a good backwards cross there. And it comes in off Minamino. A little bit fluky, a little bit lucky, but they all count. It's the 7th goal for Liverpool. All scored away from home. The Japanese man now on the score sheet. And here's the substitution for Preston now. In response to that, or might not even really be in response to that, but it is Bukoysen coming off to be replaced by Reece Jacobson. Emil Reece Jacobson. And if you want a goal to bring on somebody that scored in every round of the competition, that's probably not a bad shout. See whether he can do it again in this one. Preston 0, Liverpool 1 though. 62 played. And it's Liverpool having a throw here now. It's Williams on it. Going to take the throw in here. It's now back with Nat Phillips though. What can Nat Phillips do here? He's going to try and bring it forward, but in fact he's got to go back to Gomez. Now it's number 18, the goal scorer, Minamino. Got another score update come through. Stoke have a way back into it. They've just got to go back through Sawyers against Brentford. It's now 2-1. Here's Bradley, the number 84. Now it's Phillips. Now Bradley was at. In fact, he was looking for Bradley. It might have been Williams looking for Bradley, but it's given away. Good defending there from Joe Gomez. Here is Curtis Jones now. Looking for Tsimikas. Now Minamino. Tries to find Jones, but good defending there from the Preston man. I think it was Cunningham maybe. And it's now with Gomez, and now Van den Berg was also involved there a little bit. And there is a good head from Nat Phillips. And it comes off of Van den Berg and behind for a Liverpool throw. 25 minutes to play. And it's the Premier League side, the unbeaten Premier League side, that are still looking to continue on that unbeaten run. And they are in, good shape for it so far with this 1-0 lead as well. And here is Bradley now. Now Williams. Now Nat Phillips. Now Gomez. Now Tazikmas. Now it's with Morton. And now it's with Curtis Jones. Now Minamino. Curtis Jones had to go back to Gomez. Good touch on by Bradley that time, and it's given away though. Preston, bit of head tennis there, and it's Reece Jacobson couldn't quite get on the end of it. It's good defending from Liverpool though, just kind of helped to keep the ball away from him. Now it's Phillips again. Now Morton. Young Tyler Morton, of course. Now it's Tazikmas again. And now Gomez. And now it's with Williams. He's got an assist already. In fact, it was actually Morton that time, but Williams has already got himself an assist, I was going to say, if it was him. And it's now Preston defending through Hughes and Cunningham, but it's given away. Here's Origi. Chance for Liverpool to get a second, is it? No free kick. It's good defending there from McCann. And hook clear towards the forward Reece Jacobson there, but out of play for a Liverpool throw-in. Just going to show the goal again as well now. And good ball it is into the on-running fullback of Nico Williams. Does well to beat his man Cunningham and gets his cross away, and then it comes in off of Minamino. Is in the right place at the right time. I think it was actually Tyler Morton with the original ball as well to Williams, I believe. And if it was, that's a really good impact from the young Liverpool man. They've just won a free kick here, though. Of course, you're listening to the Commentary Hub in partnership with JB Sports, JDAT Football, and Storm FM. And Preston are getting a second sub ready now themselves. We'll find out who this is going to be and who's going to be making way in a second. Probably after this free kick, as Liverpool getting the big guns forward. Nat Phillips coming up from the back and Gomez, etc. Looks like Gomez and Van der Berg are having a little bit of a hug there for a minute. Or, they know each other well anyway from the academy, no doubt. It's a poor delivery from Liverpool there, and it's seen all the way behind for a goal a throw-in. And it's going to be Oxlade-Chamberlain to try and close that one down, but it's Van der Berg going to take it, but not before the sub. And Cunningham's going to make way for Josh Earl coming on for Greg Cunningham. So an Englishman for an Irishman there in the back line of Preston. With 22 to play, still 1-0 to the Red Devils of Liverpool, though. Well, not the Red Devils, sorry, the Reds of Liverpool, though. Of course, don't want to confuse them with Manchester United. Nobody would be too pleased from the Liverpool side of me saying that. But yeah, the Reds are 1-up. Here's Morton now. Now it's Maguire. There's a foul on Morton by Potts, though. They're still Preston not out of this by any stretch of imagination. And be interesting to see, if they are to get the next goal, then what happens after that. Here's Curtis Jones for the away side, though. Into Minamino. Good turn. Given away. Now it's with Reece Jacobson. Tottenham have gone 1-0 up at Burnley. Lucas Moura on the score sheet for the Spurs. Minamino now. So now to Tazikmas. 20 minutes to play. Preston 0, Liverpool 1. It's now Reece Jacobson for Preston. I think he's offside though. And it's seen behind anyway, I think, for a throw. But Tottenham there, as I just mentioned, went 1-0 up. Lucas Moura on the score sheet for them. So the only game that remains 0-0 in this competition as of tonight now is the game between West Ham and Manchester City. They've still got around about the same as well. It's about 20 minutes to go in that one. There's been goals in every game of this evening's kickoffs in the competition bar that one. It's now Nat Phillips back to Adrian. Now it's to Tsimikas. Across to Joe Gomez. Out to Nico Williams. Of course, I've got around about 15 minutes and I'll be picking my man of the match in association with commentary services as well. So about time for me to start to have a little bit of a think and get my sort of mind in that general direction. As Declan Rice clears it long. And away and out of play for a throw-in. Nico Williams throws it in. And it's back to Phillips now, and now Gomez. Now it's with Tsimikas. Now Origi tries to get on the end of that, but it's too long for him. Of course, next time out for Liverpool, they're at home to Brighton on Saturday at 3 p.m. And as for Preston, they're at home to Luton Town from Bedfordshire. Bedfordshire's Luton travel to Preston. So both sides at home on the weekend. Here's Nat Phillips now. He gets it back. There's Nico Williams. Now Joe Gomez. On to Minamino. Now it's with Tsimikas. And now Morton. Good turn as well. Looked good for his, only his second game. Morton, he's had a good game for Liverpool. There's a chance for Liverpool now, though. Who was that running on there? That was young. Who was that? Was that the other substitute? Bradley? Yeah, it was. That was a good run from Bradley there as well. It looked like he was almost going to... Well, he did run all the way into the box, but it looked like he was, not too far away from getting a shot away as well. I think he's got a throw on him by the looks of things there. He's just taking a short one there, though. Here's Origi. Now Oxlade-Chamberlain. Here's Minamino trying to find Oxlade-Chamberlain again. Now cleared by Vandenberg, though. Up towards Reece Jacobson. Now it's Bradley Potts. Out to Earl. Morton here for Liverpool now. Now Williams. All the way back through to goalkeeper Adrian. Now it's with Tsimikas. 17 to play. Preston North End 0, Liverpool 1. Takimi Minamino's goal the difference. Here's Morton for Liverpool. Now Williams. Forced back to Phillips. Now Morton again. Now Gomez. He's had a better second half, considering the mistakes he made in the first, to be fair to him. Morton now. What can he do? Tries to pick out Minamino, but all the way through to Declan Rice. It's too long there. He knew what he was trying to do, though. It was a good idea. And what can he do here now? Declan Rice clears it long. Here's Reece Jacobson. Couldn't quite get on the end of that one from Maguire. Behind for a goal kick. We'll look and see whether there's any more subs going to be made shortly. I'm sure Preston have got plenty of options on the bench still. So you might see Sinclair, maybe, as Russ mentioned earlier on, might be one of the ones to come on at some stage. Of course, the next round is at 10:30 on Saturday morning. It's part of Soccer AM. So see who the winners of this game gets. Looks like Liverpool at the moment, but things can change in football, of course. And here's Tsimikas now. Now it's with Gomez. Now Phillips. Now it's with Phillips again. Gets it back from That's now Jones away on to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Bradley, I think that was. There's a couple of men here now. Now Morton. Now Phillips. Now Williams. Yes, I think it was Williams. Maybe it was Bradley, actually. I think maybe Bradley's filling in. Is Bradley now at right back? Let's have a look. But anyway, here's Phillips. 15 to play. Liverpool still in the ascendancy with that 1 goal lead. Here's Minamino. Now to Tsimikas. Looks up, tries to get his cross in. Hooks off of Van den Berg and into the hands of Declan Rice. No pass back though, because it was a clearance. That looked like it might have been out of the area though, to be fair. Looking for Reece Jacobson with that goal kick. With that clearance, sorry. Good defending from Gomez. He's holding on to the shirt as well, is Reece Jacobson, but Liverpool have possession anyway. Here's Curtis Jones. Good feet from the young Liverpool man. I say young, he's actually not young compared to some of the other ones that have been playing tonight. And a chance for Preston here now from Rafferty's throw-in. Now it's Van den Berg. Looking for Maguire. Good defending though from Gomez. Forces it back to Adrian. Now Williams. Back to Phillips. Back to Williams again. What can he do? He's looking to find the on-running. I think it was Oxlade-Chamberlain now, the last attacking option, but it was now a free kick for Preston. Here's Potts. Now it's McCann. I think it was McCann. Now it's back to goalkeeper Declan Rudd. Chance for Preston to bring it out from the back. McCann goes backwards. Now it's Lindsay. Out to Hughes. Reece Jacobson in possession now. What can they do here with this? I think that was Hughes again. Now it's Rafferty. Chance here for Van den Berg. Preston keeping it well. Rafferty, Van den Berg. All the way back to Hughes on the left side of the free. Now out to Earl. Latest scores: Burnley 0, Tottenham 1, Leicester 2, Brighton 1, Stoke 1, Brentford 2, and West Ham 0, Man City 0 so far. Preston 0, Liverpool 1 in this one. See who will join Arsenal and Sunderland and Chelsea, who progressed yesterday. Double substitution for Preston coming up now as well. In fact, it's a triple sub for Preston coming up. So number 18 is McCann. So McCann's made way, I should say, for I know Sinclair's one coming on anyway. It's going to be hard to keep up with all of these blooming subs. But Maguire's going off anyway. That's one of the ones going off to make way for Sinclair, I believe. We'll see what happens with these other subs now. Ledson, McCann and Maguire are off. Whiteman, Johnson and Sinclair are on. So see if we can get that sorted. So it's now with Whiteman. Now it's with Rafferty. Looking for Sinclair. It's gone behind for a Liverpool ball though. So Whiteman come on to replace Ledson, I believe. That's all of Preston's 5 that have been made now. Liverpool have only made the 2, I believe. Yeah, so they've still got a couple more in their locker if they want to use them. Here is Tsimikas now. Now, Curtis Jones. Origi in space. Curtis Jones, does he need to use him? He doesn't. And he gets the effort away and straight at Declan Rudd there. It's good time from Tsimikas. Sets up Jones acres of space, runs into it as well, and his effort weak and straight at goalkeeper Rudd. 10 minutes to play. Preston 0 and Liverpool 1. Takumi Minamino's goal, the difference. And it's Declan Rudd for Preston now. Hooks it clear. Looking for Sinclair. Loses out there, does he? No, it's... couldn't quite see who that was there. One of the other subs anyway. Might have been... So it's now Potts. Gone behind, is it? For throw-in? Or is it a corner? It's a throw. Could be a long throw-in as well. Whether that's going to be a Rafferty throw or a Reece Shackleton over this one, in fact, by the looks of it. Johnson was the man that come on for McCann. The Preston number 11. Reece throws it in. And straight into the gloves of Adrian. Liverpool still got 3 subs left in the bank if they want to use them. Maybe you might see, you know, another young man come on, a young face come on, and Beck maybe at some stage if they get a second, or Dixon Bonner maybe as well. But you know, potentially if they want to go and kill the game, they could bring on a Jota or a Firmino, which you know, very dangerous when you look at them coming on. They certainly got a golden on the pair of them. There's a chance for Preston though. They're trying to get it forward here, looking for Sinclair, and it's gone behind for a goal kick, seen behind by Nat Phillips. 8.5 minutes to go. Preston North End 0 at Liverpool 1. Preston have given as good as they've got, to be fair, in this game. I know they are 1-0 down, but they've had their chances in the first half, and could have been 1-0 up at the break. As Gomez brings it out to Minamino now. Looking for Origi. Up against Vandenberg. Vandenberg does very well there. He probably does that in training against Origi all of the time. Here is Johnson now. It's now with Whiteman. Out to Earl. Whiteman's offering support. He uses him as well. Out he goes to, I think it's Earl again. He's gone behind for a goal kick. Tried to find him on the overlap there, did Whiteman, but got his pass all wrong in the end. Liverpool remaining firm. Preston 0, Liverpool 1. You're listening to the Commentary Hub in partnership with JB Sports, Storm FM and JDAP Football. And of course, live on Periscope, Twitter, Twitch, and also on the Commentary Hub 2 channel as well. It's Liverpool trying to progress through to the next round, and they're in good stead for it so far. Here's Nat Phillips. Now Williams. Back to Nat Phillips again. Now Curtis Jones. Now out to Tsimikas. Tries his cross. Oh, that was a bit of a fluky cross. Hits the crossbar. Almost went in. And then it's Origi. What a backflip from Divock Origi. Liverpool 2-0 up. That's probably game. What a goal from Origi. All come from that fluky cross shot, whatever you want to call it, from Tsimikas. Comes back out to Minamino. Minamino onto Origi. Lovely little flick. And there's your second goal. Divock Origi continuing that form in the competition. And Liverpool continuing their march towards another victory as well. In fact, it wasn't Minamino. It was actually, was it Williams? Or let's have a look. But it was a fluky effort originally. It might have been. Let's have a look. He finds Origi. And what a flick that is from Divock Origi. The cheek of that. It was Williams. That's the second assist from Nico Williams tonight as well. And good performance from him. But what a cheeky flick from Divock Origi. Right into the corner of the net. And Declan Rudd, absolutely no chance. That's filth. That is a filthy finish from Divock Origi. Great goal. Liverpool 2-0 up now. 11th goal in 15 League Cup appearances for the Belgian. Liverpool just about like 5 minutes away now from a place in the quarterfinals. What a finish as well. Divock Origi. He's smiling ear to ear, and you can see why as well. That was an absolute wonderful goal. Chance now for Adrian to play it to Williams. Nico Williams, very good game. Got himself 2 assists as well. And I'm just about getting myself ready for picking man of the match. But, you know, there's been a few players from a Liverpool perspective that have played well. For Oxlade-Chamberlain's played well tonight. But you can't really not look at Nico Williams getting 2 assists in that namesake as well. Or that bracket, sorry, I should say as well. Chance for Gomez now. Now Jones. Now Morton. He's had a good game as well. Head on towards Williams by Bradley. That's gone behind off of the Liverpool man for a goal kick. Coming up to 86 minutes. Preston 0, Liverpool 2. Goals from Takumi Minamino and Divock Origi. Showing that Liverpool can still get a result by the looks of things. So far anyway, without the likes of Mo Salah, Roberto Firmino, Diogo Jota, Sadio Mane, of course, as well, who are either on the bench or not featuring tonight. Being rested up for the game against Brighton at the weekend. Here's Curtis Jones now. Now Gomez. Good turn there from Gomez. He just about won the ball. So he just about kept the ball there, I should say. Now Van den Berg comes off of him for a Liverpool throw. Van den Berg, probably one of the few Preston players that are not too fast if they go out of this competition, because Liverpool being his parent club. Although I'm sure, he's a professional footballer, so he wants to win, but, it's a bit of a strange one, even allowing him to play, really. We might get some thoughts on that from Russ later on as well, but it's a bit of an odd one. He just looked like he went in and fouled Divock Origi there as well. I wonder whether they spoke about that one previously in days leading up. It's now Declan Rudd for Preston. Coming up to 3 minutes plus stoppage time. Now it's Morton. Now Oxlade, Nat Phillips. Now Oxlade-Chamberlain. What can Oxlade-Chamberlain do here? He brings it to Minamino. Now it's with Tsimikas. Second goal will come from that cross shot from him. And of course, Williams was in the right place at the right time and then fed Origi to score that wonderful goal to double Liverpool's lead. Here's Divock Origi now, that second goal scorer. Here's Minamino. There's a chance here for Liverpool to get a third. Oh, good defending there. Great keeping from Declan Rudd. In fact, if he squares that across to Morton, then Morton will probably just be tapping that one to an open goal. But Declan Rudd did all he could do, really, to deny him there and done very, very well. Stood up tall. And it's cleared by Hughes now and looking for Rhys Jacobson, but it's now with Liverpool again. And now Preston have it back. Johnson involved. Now Rhys Jacobson. It's got Rafferty on the overlap if he wants to use him. He goes back to Johnson though. Oh, Earl again. Taking a deflection, gone behind for a corner. I think the very least Preston deserve is a goal in this game. They've certainly had their moments, although they were very open at the back there, and it could have easily been 3-0 to Liverpool if they square it across to... in fact, it was Nico Williams again. If he squares it across there, Nico Williams is getting a bit greedy because he's got 2 assists. He wants the goal now as well. Corner here for Preston. It's good defending now. Now it's with Potts looking for Sinclair. Good defending by Phillips, but into the air by Rhys Jacobson, and Adrian comes out and claims that one. Does very well to do so as well. And now he's going to just take a few minutes and then keep the ball in his hand and then throw it short to Morton. Throw it down and kick it short to Morton. Now Curtis Jones. Now it's with Joe Gomez. Now Phillips. Nat Phillips in possession. Now it's with Williams, and now back to Phillips again. 3 minutes additional time. There's a chance here for Liverpool to add to this now. It's well defended by Lindsay there, I think it was. As Liverpool getting 2 subs ready for the close of this game. Curtis Jones coming off to be replaced by the number 63, Owen Beck of Wales. And they are also bringing off Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. He's played well today. And in his place is I think it might be a number 45, was it? Let's have a look. Yep, 45, Dixon Bonner on in Oxlade-Chamberlain's place. To give them a couple of minutes of professional football. And that is now, I believe, Liverpool's 5th sub as well, I think. Not too sure, but anyway. There's a chance here for Liverpool once more. And it's cleared out by Van den Berg. Now Gomez looking for a Origi. Van den Berg does well again. Now it's with Williams. Tries to find the number 82 there, which was 80. Couldn't quite see who he was trying to aim for. In fact, there it might have been even Morton maybe up high. I don't know. There's a chance here for Preston to try and get one back though. Good tackle there from from Bradley there. Sorry, young Connor Bradley does well there. 1 minute remaining. Liverpool on course to pick up a 2-0 victory here and put themselves into the hat for the next round. Draw on Saturday morning, of course, 10:30. There's a chance for Preston to get a consolation though from this long throw. Looking for the head of Hughes. Now it's a shot here from the number 4, which is Whiteman, and it's all wrong. And that's probably that for Preston. Frankie McAvoy. So I can take a lot of heart from this. I can be very proud of their efforts. But to be honest, I think, if they were 1-0 up at half-time, might have been a different game. Liverpool had a bit of confidence in the second half, getting themselves 2 goals. Minamino and Origi on the score sheet. But with that one off the line, if Preston had, scored that one and gone 1-0 up, then it's a different game altogether. But Jurgen Klopp's side progressed through to the next round. I'm going to give my man of the match to Nico Williams. I actually mentioned it in the commentary as well. He's going to be my man of the match in partnership with Commentary Services. Really, really good game. 2 assists. And I also thought he defended really, really well tonight as well. So Nico Williams, my man of the match. And in this game, Liverpool progress to the next round. Preston 0, Liverpool 2. Back over to Russ in the studio. And he'll run you through some of the other scores and how things have panned out elsewhere. But Liverpool progress. Jurgen Klopp's side continue on with their unbeaten run.
Thank you very much there to Mike Onman. We'll get his thoughts very, very shortly. We're heading to penalties in the match between West Ham United and Manchester City. Raheem Sterling had a chance to win it in stoppage time. There was a ball out wide to Gabriel Jesus. His cross was headed into the arms of the West Ham goalkeeper, who managed to save it. And then the full-time whistle went shortly after. It goes to penalties. The West Ham fans up on their feet, clapping. Moyes and Pep, Guardiola shakes hands, but that game goes to penalties. Burnley are out, losing 1-0 to Tottenham. So Tottenham are into the next round of the Carabao Cup with a win this evening, so congratulations to them. I know Mike Ornament, our match commentator, won't be pleased with me saying congratulations to them. We'll run you through some of the Scottish Premiership scores and the League Cup scores once all of the games have finished tonight after the penalties in both games. But penalties in the game between West Ham United and Tottenham coming up shortly. Who will get through and who will progress? We'll find out very, very soon, and we'll keep you up to date with those penalty shootouts. As I mentioned, Liverpool and Tottenham are through already, Mike. Mentioned by Liverpool, Tottenham are through. 1-0 winners away at Burnley. Brentford have a chance to make it 3-1 with a save from Ivan Toney. Shot was saved by the legs of the Stoke goalkeeper there to keep Stoke in with a chance, but it looks like maybe too little, too late for the Potters if they are to get back into this, unless they can mount a charge from this. It's still 2-2 between Leicester and Brighton, I can tell you. So we'll keep you across that one now. So it looks like that one could go to penalties as well. We'll keep you across that one very, very shortly, and we'll run you through some of the other results from some of the matches in other competitions that have taken place this evening. We'll run you through those matches. We'll give you a latest score in La Liga as well. We'll run you through that one very, very soon, but we'll keep you across West Ham against Manchester City. That game is gone to penalties. Brentford are through. They've beaten Stoke City by 2-1. So far in the act for the quarter-finals are Arsenal, Chelsea, Sunderland, Tottenham, Liverpool, Brentford are 6 of the 8 teams to go through. Will it be West Ham or Man City in their penalty shootout, and will it be Leicester or Brighton? They're still 2-2 at the moment at the King Power Stadium. We'll keep you up to date with how those matches end, and we'll keep you across those matches. We'll keep you bang up to date with how the penalty shootouts will go, and we'll get Mike's thoughts very shortly on the Preston game, so stay with us, Mike. This programme is not done yet until the conclusion of the penalties. Ariola and Stefan have been spoken to by John Moss. I can see on my screen in my studio this evening. We can bring you the end of that very shortly. Christian Bossenberry says, great. Nicely done, lads. Thank you very much. Thank you to Paul James who'll give us updates in our live chat of Burnley away to Tottenham this evening. We'll keep you up to date with the penalty shootout between West Ham United and Manchester City, and we'll keep you up to date with the closing stages of the Leicester game. And West Ham have opened the scoring in the penalty shootout. It is Mark Noble, the scorer from the spot in that one this evening. He's just scored the first penalty in the shootout as Mark Noble this evening. We can keep you up to date with that one. We'll keep you bang up to date. First up for Manchester City is Phil Foden. Can he score, Phil Foden? He puts it wide, Phil Foden. Phil Foden is missed from the spot in the shootout. Advantage to West Ham United in the shootout this evening. Is Jared Bowen up next? All the scores across the screen at the bottom of your screen on the rolling tickers. Jared Bowen up next for West Ham to make it 2-0. And he does make it 2-0. It was saved by Stephen, but he could only parry it into the net because Zach Stephen from Jared Bowen's penalties. 2-0 to West Ham United. What a shootout here next up for Manchester City. I can tell you. Is Rodri, I believe. It was João Cancelo, sorry, and João Cancelo has scored. Came on at half time. He's scored now 2-1 to West Ham in the shootout. Next up is Craig Gordon. What can he do? Craig Dawson. What can Craig Dawson do here now? Craig Dawson for West Ham scores. Superb penalty. Craig Dawson with the penalty kick. 3-1 to West Ham. West Ham yet to miss in the shootout. City have missed their first. West Ham are nearly there. Next up for Manchester City, Gabriel Jesus. What can Gabriel Jesus do here? Can he score from the spot to give West, to make it squeaky bum time in this game? And Jesus, he can do that. 3-2 West Ham United lead. What a shootout it has been so far at the London Stadium. Sorry, we did a brilliant game that Mike brought to you. We're bringing you the penalty shootout from the game at the London Stadium. Aaron Creswell to score to make it 4-2 to West Ham against Zach Steffen and give West Ham match point. And Aaron Creswell does score. It is 4-2. Match point West Ham. Man City need to score here. Man City have gone 21 Carabao Cup ties unbeaten until here. Unless they can get knocked out here. Next up for Manchester City is Jack Grealish. Can Grealish score here for Manchester City? The £100 million Man City man. He needs to score here, Jack Grealish, to keep Man City in the shootout. Can he do so? Grealish against Areola. Grealish does score. It is 4-3. To West Ham United after 4 penalties each. Said Benrahma to win it for West Ham United. Can he score here? Said Benrahma steps up and scores! West Ham United are through. 5-3 winners on penalties against Manchester City. And Manchester City are out. Said Benrahma with the winning penalty. And Manchester City go out. And Man City won it last year on the Carabao Cup. This year it will be a different name on the list, on the trophy. And we have got penalties to be taken at Leicester against Brighton. We'll keep you up to date with this penalty shootout here. JB has been in touch. We'll read your thoughts out soon, JB, on the Man City, on the Burnley match against Tottenham. We'll get JB's thoughts in a second. But while we're waiting for the penalties to be taken at the King Power Stadium, can I just get Mike Ornament on the line, please? Mike, are you still there, my friend?
Yep, still here, mate. How are you?
I'm all good, mate, thank you. Mike, just talk to me just briefly before these penalties start here for the King Power between Leicester and Brighton.
Yeah.
Man City have gone out 21 games unbeaten before tonight for Manchester City. There's going to be a new name on the trophy this season. What do you make to that, my friend, just before the penalties start?
Jurgen Klopp is going to be rubbing his hands right now. Just got past Preston tonight. And, they're certainly one of the favourites now. Of course, Chelsea took them penalties to get through yesterday against Southampton as well. And they're certainly, another name that are potentially, going to be in the run-in. Even the likes of Arsenal, Tottenham as well could potentially have a chance. But, Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, they'll be rubbing their hands right now. And, rightly so, the form that they're in this season.
Yes, absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. I 100% know where you're coming from there, Mike. We're going to see the penalties in a moment. Here's Steele or Danny Ward, Jason Steele or Danny Ward to be the hero for either Brighton or Leicester. In this shootout coming up, we have got James Maddison up first for Leicester City, and then we'll get Mike's thoughts on the Preston game. So if you can keep those thoughts in your mind, Mike, and we'll get your thoughts on that in a moment. James Maddison up first for Leicester in the shootout against Brighton for a place in the last 8. We'll keep you across what's going to happen here. Can Maddison give advantage to Leicester in the shootout against Brighton? James Maddison steps up and scores straight down the middle. Steele Dove to his right, and Maddison just placed it down the middle. 1-0 Leicester in the shootout. Confident penalty from James Maddison, and for me, he didn't look like missing from there. Next up for Brighton is Pascal Gross. For Brighton, in this shootout, to score for Brighton and put them on parity, and he does. 1-1. Pascal Gross scores for Brighton against Leicester in the shootout. Who will score? Who will turn next for Leicester City? Next up, it is for Leicester City. Harvey Barnes is next up for Leicester City. He will take the next penalty. Can he score here, Harvey Barnes, for Leicester, or will he still save it? He scores, does Harvey Barnes. Terrific penalty. Barnes sends him the wrong way, and no doubt about that, he was always going in from Harvey Barnes for Leicester City there. Superb penalty. Next up is Neil Maupay off of the bench for Brighton this evening. Will he score here to put Brighton in on parity once again, or will he miss here? I wonder. We'll keep you informed of this shootout as well. Neil Maupay, he hits the crossbar. Leicester have advantage. Wonderful effort, but he was too high and too wide. Well, too high, but not so handsome in the end. So poor penalty there from Neil Maupay, as now Patson Daka, who scored 4 in the Europa League just a week ago against Spartak Moscow, has a chance to score for Leicester City in the Carabao Cup in the shootout against Brighton. Preston Daka against Steele, and Preston Daka does score. It's 3-1 Leicester. Wonderful penalty there from Leicester City. And wonderful penalty from Preston Daka. Superb stuff there from the Foxes man. Next up is Alexis McAllister for Brighton for a chance to pull one back and keep them within touching distance. And he does. It's 3-2 now to Leicester City in the shootout. McAllister with a superb penalty. Next up for Leicester is Ricardo Pereira, I believe, is the man stepping up now against Jason Steele for a chance to score and pull Leicester within match point of the shootout. Ricardo Pereira, the right back, came on with 15 minutes to go. Can he score here to make it 4-2 in the shootout to Leicester? He can. Wonderful penalty, no mistake from the right back. And that, for me, was a striker's finish from the defender. Hard, with power, kept his place, kept his mind on where he was going to go, and that was a superb penalty. Next up for Brighton, need to score this one to Brighton, and it's Mwempu, the substitute, who scored to take it to this shootout, has to score here or Leicester City will win. Can Leicester go through on this penalty? They can. Danny Ward saves. And Leicester City are through. They've won 4-2 on penalties. And we now have our quarter finalists in the Carabao Cup. And I'll run you through those in a few moments. But before I run you through those, Mike, before I run through the quarter finalists, Mike, how good were Liverpool tonight? And why did you pick Nico Williams as your man of the match?
Yeah, so I thought it was a tale of two halves, really. I thought Preston had the better of the first half. Could have easily been 1-0 up with the one from Maguire that was saved, and then obviously Ledson had the one off the line, just from the same incident, really, or the same passage of play. But then Liverpool were better second half. I thought Oxlade-Chamberlain played well. I thought, the two men on the score sheet didn't really do loads, but got themselves a goal. Divock Origi, that second goal as well. I don't know if you've seen it, but wow, what a finish that was. And, they deserve their win based on the second half performance, but Preston can certainly take some heart as well. As I said at half time, certainly don't look like a side that are towards the bottom end of the Championship. And then, when you look at Liverpool getting through and Man City going out, as I touched on before, it's, a really good night for Jurgen Klopp.
It is, mate. Yes, really good night for Jurgen Klopp. Just to keep you all informed into the other, for some other thoughts from some of that other people from watching other matches. JB, our good friend, JB's been on Mike, says, been watching watched Burnley lose to Tottenham tonight by 1-0. And he says, Burnley were cheated out of it tonight, he reckons. He says, Skip should have been sent off. could have broke Wyman Neal's leg. I'll have to see that back. JB, I've not seen that. He says he's fuming right now. He says, and then Paul James said to JB, it was a shocking tackle, wasn't it? JB says, not half. Paul, if he gets sent off, he thinks he could go on to win it. And JB, Mike, has come out and said, a comment which you'll like here, Mike. He says, Tottenham are dirty, rotten cheats. He hopes to draw Arsenal and get thrashed. Mike, before you answer that there and your thoughts on that, I'll just run through the quarter-finalists for the Carabao Cup. Is Tottenham, Leicester City, who are through on penalties, Liverpool, Brentford, West Ham United, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Sunderland. Mike, you've just heard me mention there the last 8 and the quarter-finalists for the Carabao Cup. Who do you want Arsenal to draw, and what do you make to JB's comments there that he wants Tottenham to get Arsenal and Arsenal to thrash them? Do you want Tottenham, Mike, or do you want someone, say, an easier kind of draw? So, say someone like Sunderland who went through last night, Mike.
Yeah, call me selfish, but I want Sunderland at home. I want, the lowest side that are left in the competition. Don't get me wrong. It'd be great to play Tottenham, especially if things pan out the way that they did in the league game not too long ago, just a matter of weeks ago, in fact, when JB covered it for the channel. But it might be selfish, it might be whatever, but I want the easiest tie at home. I want Sunderland at home.
Yes, and man, looking at the teams that are left in the competition in the Carabao Cup, who do you think will be licking their lips now, knowing that Manchester City had been knocked out? Now, obviously, you've touched on Liverpool, but is there any other sides left in the competition? Maybe Arsenal, Chelsea, Sunderland, Tottenham, Leicester, Brentford. Do you think any of those will be licking their lips as well, thinking, oh, we've got a real chance here now Man City have been knocked out?
Yeah, Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea, certainly. Mikel Arteta potentially as well. I don't really know who else isn't going to be. I think, to be honest, more or less everyone will be sort of licking their lips a little bit at the fact they could go through with the big side. The biggest side of the competition are out. Sorry, in Manchester City, but for me it's Jurgen Klopp and Thomas Tuchel all day.
Yes, and just before we do wrap up, I'll just run through the rest of the scores from tonight, but I'll start off with the Carabao Cup. The results are all in, so you finished Burnley 0, Tottenham 1, Leicester 2, Brighton 2, Leicester win 4-2 on penalties. Preston 0, Liverpool 2 was our featured match, and a brilliant commentary from Mike Arneman, I must say. Let me put my teeth back in there. Stoke 1, Brentford 2, West Ham 0, Man City 0, West Ham 1, 5-3 on penalties, and great coverage. And hopefully the people who listen to the penalties from myself on the West Ham game and the Leicester game, up here enjoyed the coverage of the penalty shootouts in both of those.
What I will say, sorry, just a minute as well, Russ, don't count West Ham out. They've knocked out Man City, they've knocked out Man United. They've certainly got enough about them to go all the way.
They have, mate. They have indeed, my friend. Into the Scottish Premiership tonight. Dundee 0, Ross County 5. Hibernian 1, Celtic 3. Livingston 1, Dundee United 1. Motherwell 2, St Mirren 2. Rangers 2, Aberdeen 2. St Johnstone 1, Hearts of Midlothian 1. I've just touched on all of the EFL Cup matches. In the Women's International Friendly, USA 6, South Korea 0. In the Scottish Challenge Cup, Alloa Athletic 2, Rangers B 3. In La Liga, Mallorca 1, Sevilla 1, Rayo Vallecano 1, Barcelona 0. Barcelona lost yet another game this evening. Real Betis 4, Valencia 1, Real Madrid 0, Osasuna 0. In the German DFB Polka, in their cup competition, Bayer Leverkusen 1, Polestar 2, Dynamo Dresden 2, St. Pauli 3, SV Waldorf Menem 1, Union Berlin 3, VfL Bochum 2, Augsburg 2, Bochum 1, 5-4 on penalties. That was after, it was 2-2 after extra time. Borussia Mönchengladbach 5, Bayern Munich 0, Hannover 3, Fortuna Düsseldorf 0, SSV Jan Rosenberg 3, FC Anzek Rostock 2. That's in extra time, and it's a half-time scoreline in extra time. VfB Stuttgart 0, FC Cologne 2 is another result in the same competition. In the Italian Serie A, all the results are in from this one. It's finished. Juventus 1, Sassuolo 2, Sampdoria 1, Atalanta 3, Udinese 1, Hellas Verona 1, Cagliari 1, Roma 2, Empoli 0, Inter Milan 2, Lazio 1, Fiorentina 0, and in French League A, it finished Nice 1, Olympique de Marseille 1 in the result there. So those are just some of the results. If you're into your MLS, one of the results from the early hours of this morning: Los Angeles Football Club 3, Seattle Sounders 0, and at half past, and then at midnight is New England Revolution versus Colorado Rapids. Then at half past 12, so half past midnight, is Atlanta United v Inter Miami, Columbus Crew v Orlando City, DC United, New York Red Bulls, FC Cincinnati v Nashville, New York City versus Chicago Fire, and Toronto FC v Philadelphia Union at 12:30 this tomorrow morning. And the first one, New England Revolution versus Colorado Rapids, is a 12 o'clock kickoff tomorrow morning. From myself and from Mike and from the rest of the team here at the commentary, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. I just want to say, just before we do go, I did see that Divock Origi goal, and I thought that was superb. I thought that was, for me, from what the goals I've seen in the matches from the round so far, for
it's
me,
goal
Mike,
of the round, maybe even goal of the tournament so far, yeah.
Goal of the round for me, and potentially, like I say, goal of the tournament so far. So, but Mike, once again, brilliant commentary. I know you've not done one for a bit, but
yeah,
brilliant
cheers,
commentary, my
Thank you.
friend.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks a lot. Enjoy
Keep
the
up
rest
with
of
the
your
great
night.
work. Yeah, enjoy the rest of the night, as Mike says. And from the team here at the Commentary Hub, we'll be back very soon. Paul James, thank you very much for listening, and we'll speak to you again in the not so near future. From all of the team here, good night.
Good night.